Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the Ordinary Snob. I'm Susan and welcome back. So today I would like to review a few of my favorite indie brand slash smaller company brand eyeshadow palettes. Now the reason I'm doing this video is because there are people out in the world, believe it or not, that do not or are not saturated in the makeup world, are not familiar with these brands, have never heard of them. Some of them are being stocked recently in like Ulta's and Sephora's and things like that, or online, and usually the beauty community on YouTube or Instagram does a good job presenting these companies, but sometimes there are people and it just slips through the cracks. So today I'm going to show you a few of my favorites. So let's get started. This was my first makeup purchase. I love her to death. She is just fabulous. There's no words. This was the Amrezy Anastasia palette. The first one. I absolutely love this. No, you can't buy it anymore. I'm so sorry I'm showing you this. But everything about it, all of the colors were well thought out. This is when Anastasia Beverly Hills was going through, I guess, they did a Maya Mia was her name, or is her name. They did a Tamana palette. They did a Amrezy palette. And there may have been another one, but they were all tailored to them. They're Instagrammers slash YouTubers. But this was the one that spoke to me, and I really love this one. So yeah. Next, so this is more of a higher end purchase. It is by Chanel. It's the Les for Ombres. Now, I like this palette. It's very soft. It's very messy right now too. It comes in a quad. They are all glitter, fine powdered milled glitter in here. This is a nice, I guess, everyday palette. I wouldn't even call it a palette, I guess, just a quad. But it's because it's softer colors, so you can pretty much get away with wearing it every day. And yes, it does come with the velvet case for Chanel because, you know, they're bougie. Anywho, next is, excuse me, I don't know how many people like this or don't. I actually really don't care because I like it. So this is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. Now, I didn't want to buy the 1, 2, or 3 because all of the colors were so similar. A lot of them were cooler colors, which that's not me. When I saw this, I was like, okay, there's some neutrals and some warmth, hence the heat. And I really enjoyed this. I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow all the time, so I'm not one of those, you know, beauty gurus at all. But I did like this palette. The colors are very rich, I will say that, especially the metallic colors. So, yeah. Next, we have the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes. A coworker of mine told me about these. It's very good for mattes. It's hard to find a good matte palette that the colors are true, are not splotchy, don't skip when you're putting them on. And I do like this. It has a lot of nice neutral tones. It is a cooler palette. It works well and it smells like peaches. Next is Dose of Colors. This was the Desi and Katy collection. What I like about this is that it's a little bit different. And what I mean is, like I said, I'm not a makeup person. I don't like, oh, I need to look beat every day. No. So it comes with this little card, and the card tells you which ones are to be used wet and with fingers, or, you know, with a brush. Okay, the pigmentation of this, especially when it comes off on your hands or your fingers and then put it on your eye, it is true. There's no, oh, will it really look like this on my eyes? Yeah, it will. Yes, it will. It will. I promise you. So, I would say this is a good investment. I don't wear it that often only because I'm not a finger user for my eyeshadow. Even though you can use it on a damp brush, and that's fine. That's more my speed. So, but I do like them. Okay, so a lot of people hated this thing. I'm not a makeup artist, so I didn't care that it slides out. It does have a grip to me, a little one. Was the Urban Decay, I don't know which one this was called, Beauty with an Edge, whatever. So it's a bunch of metallics, as you see. Excuse me, so you have the colors on one side and the neutral metallics on the other. Everybody was complaining about the mirror in the middle. Yeah, again, don't give a shit because I'm not a makeup artist. I use 1 or 2 colors at a time if I'm going somewhere. So the color payoff was great, and I do use these wet, and that's how I noticed that this is, to me, it was a great product. I do use it with the NYX glitter glue, and I noticed it's a little more intense. So, you know, just my opinion. Next, we have Juvias Place. Juvias Place has never failed me yet. This is called the Saharan palette by Juvias Place. Looks like this. It's a smaller palette. I don't really use this one a lot because it's not that it's a bad palette. It's the colors. I don't see myself using these colors all the time, every day. And I really should experiment. I really should venture out. I try to use them on my lid. Some of these, you know, colors like the orange, so to speak, but I think I just need to practice, so, you know, to make it look right and it don't look crazy. The next palette I have is by Juvias Place again, the Masquerade palette. Now, again, this is an older palette, but the colors, oh my God, how could you not? How could you not? I will say that these colors, if you hear somebody describe these as rich and buttery, they mean it. You will see with my swatches that these are, I mean, you really can't tell, I guess. Whatever. They are so creamy. It is not a lie. It is not an exaggeration. These are the truth, okay? The truth. She does have this palette in a smaller version, kind of like the Saharan. Yeah, that was nice. I like to wear that coming up fall stuff. Excuse me one second, I'm perched again. So my next palette, you already see this. So I just got this on sale. It's by Colored Raine. Colored Raine makes some of the most fantastic matte liquid lipsticks. I have one in a metallic blue. I have one in a metallic red. I have Cherry Blossom, which is the most richest red matte lipstick I have ever seen. No, that is not what I'm wearing. Her stuff is for real. I've never used the eyeshadow before. I remember when this came out, it was $50. I think $50, maybe $60, I don't know. And it sold out. And just looking at these colors, I'm like, all right. And I missed it. And all of a sudden, here it is again. And I finger swatched the out of these, and it brought tears to my eyes. I'm just saying, oh my God. I haven't worn these yet, but this palette here, if you are looking for color, like this compared to the Urban Decay palette that I showed you with all the glitter, Urban Decay does not hold a candle to this palette, not one bit. So, lastly, is the Crown by Crown, which they're not an indie brand or a small company. Crown makes brushes and puts other people's names on them, but they are like a supplier. Same with eyeshadows. This is called the OMG Eyeshadow Collection. Funny thing, how similar it looks to certain other palette that we won't mention. However, I had to see it. I had to buy it. It wasn't bad. I did crack one of the colors and I tried to fix it. Not a bad palette, not bad quality either, so But yeah, that's my review. These are, like I said, my favorites. I do have other palettes, but again, excuse me, they didn't make my list. Yeah, I guess that's all I have. So thanks for tuning in to The Ordinary Snob, and I'll see you next time.